I'm kind of like, oh, because everybody else is kind of dancing, looking at the kids, but kind of like, I don't like this song. What's going on? What's going on? Hey everyone, Aaron here with a fresh new gig log. Sorry it's been a couple of weeks, but I caught the Rona. It got me. I'm gonna be careful how I say this because I don't want this video flagged for some shit. This isn't a political video. I'm not gonna talk much about it, but I got it. It got your boy. I had a fever for a couple days. I'm like, that's no good. So went to the doctors and they're like, yeah, you got it. Right away, I'm like, ugh. Like you just feel so icky when you get it. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't want this thing. And then your brain starts going, oh shit, am I gonna die? That's what my wife was thinking. She's like, dude, you're gonna die. I was like, that's not gonna help. She goes, go to the ER. I'm like, I don't want to go in there with those people. She says, no, go in the ER so they can tell you you're okay. I'm like, I'm not okay. I got Rona. I went in and I sat there for 3 hours, got to see a doctor, and you know, they took some x-rays and they checked my blood and stuff, and they're like, yeah, you got it. Just go home and self-medicate. Oh, what? That's it? Just go home and self-medicate? Yeah, just go home and self-medicate. Fever broke, and I'm good. I'm good to go. And, you know, as a single-op DJ, first thing in my head was like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? And luckily, it hit me while I had a weekend off, like my first one since May. So I didn't have to cancel or reschedule a wedding, which I'm super grateful for. But that's kind of like the thing that all of us are dealing with through this, right? Is like, what happens if I get it? And I see it all the time. I see it in local Facebook groups. Brides, couples are looking for replacement vendors because they got it. I just feel so grateful that I didn't have to deal with any of that. Good to go. So why don't we talk about this wedding that happened a couple weeks ago? There was one thing that went down that was kind of crazy. So I'm actually at the JX event venue in Stillwater, Minnesota. This is a venue you guys have seen me at a few times, and I've been there several times this year, and I still got one more gig there in December. I'll be back. I love this place. It's just an absolute gorgeous venue, and the team and the staff is awesome. We all get along. I wasn't in charge of the ceremony, which is a rarity. Normally, as you guys know, we always got to take care of the ceremony. And if I'm not doing the ceremony, it's usually because it's at a church or off-site, or they already got married at some point. So I don't get to watch a lot of ceremonies where I'm not involved. But this was one of them because they did the ceremony on site, and they had hired a violinist and a celloist to do the music, and they were using the sound system from the venue. There's a gamble, I think, that you're gonna take when you're doing live music, and one of the things that's going to happen is gaps in between the songs. It's just gonna happen because I watched them. I had the violinist and the celloist right next to me at one of my ceremonies, and I watched what happened. They were playing the music, and they came to the end. What about this one? Should we do this? Yeah, that one. Oh, 47. No, 47. Tick, tick, tick. 1, 2. Yeah. That is literally what happens. The song ends, and the musicians, they start leafing through music, and they find a song they want to do, and then they start. But in a crowd of people, before a ceremony, when music stops, everybody else thinks, oh, something's happening, right? So everyone shuts up, gets super awkwardly quiet, and then the song comes back up, and people start doing it. Turn around. Oh, this is it. This is it. Is this it? It's not it. This is not it. That happened a couple times. In fact, guys, the music just died. The ceremony has begun. And then something also weird happened. All the guys just walked in and went to the front, which I've never seen that before. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? So they all went to the front, and they stood in their spot. And then we had like 3 minutes, and nothing was happening. Nobody else was walking down, but the music was playing, right? Then all of a sudden, the music runs out. They run out of the song. And that's when they decide to wheel Grandma down the aisle. She's in a wheelchair. So they start pushing Grandma down the aisle, and it's dead quiet. Dead silent. Just moving Grandma down the aisle. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And it just kind of peeked up and looked. The musicians were like leafing through the music while Grandma's walking to nothing. It was like a fucking funeral. She gets down, and then the music starts back up, and then the girls come down, and then they reset, and then the bride comes down. So again, that's kind of like one of the problems you're gonna run into if you do live music. The other issue is this. For me, when I'm running music, when they get to the aisle and, you know, they hug and, you know, I can tell that the transfer has happened, you know, the dad gives over the bride to the groom and they're standing there. Okay, fade the song out, right? That's easy, just fade it out. Musicians can't fade out, right? They're gonna play till completion. And so, you know, the bride's up at the front and they're standing there and they're holding hands and looking at each other and they're just like dun 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 dun, just going on and till the end. And they got 3 more pages and we're just waiting for the musicians. Dun 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 dun. You may be seated. One of the things I noticed that if you're gonna have live musicians, it's just not gonna go as smooth as having the canned music. So one of the big issues that happened at this wedding was right after dinner. I'm having dinner with the photographer, the videographer. All the tables have been served. And so we're getting close to doing speeches. It's kind of getting close to that time. When dinner sort of wraps up, that's when I like to start speeches. I don't like to do it during dinner because I don't want to have the dad talking about his daughter and telling his tear-jerk story and somebody in the back like, you know, cutting beef. So I go up to the table, head table, just to check with the bride and groom. Hey, guys, we're getting close. What do you think? And they look at me and they go, Aaron, we kind of have a problem. I was like, okay, what's up? And they're like, well, the best man, who is the groom's brother, is not there, and he's having issues. I'm like, okay, where is he? I'm like, well, he's in like the groom's room trying to recover. I'm like, recover from what? Well, this guy had been pounding drinks all day long. And he just overdid it, and he's sick. And so he's supposed to give the best man speech, and he's, you know, everyone keeps telling me like he's, you know, he really needs to do this. He's gonna be devastated if he doesn't give this speech. So it's like, okay, why don't we give him 10 minutes and then we'll check in, see how he's doing. And the couple was like, that's fine, there's no worries. So in about 10 minutes, I walk over to the wedding planner and the groom's dad, which is the best man's dad also, they're chatting. So like, all right, what's going on? What's happening? How we doing? And they're like, yeah, he's still not doing well. He's laying on his stomach and groaning, but he really wants to do this speech. And like, and his girlfriend comes over and she goes, all right, listen, let's give him a half an hour and then he'll be ready to go. It's like, half an hour? Okay, so I decided like, well, why don't we do this? Let's move dessert earlier. Usually dessert happens after speeches, but why don't we have them go cut their cake and then we'll serve dessert, and that gives the guests something to do while we're buying this guy time. And they all agreed like, that's a good idea, let's do this. So while I go up to tell the couple, hey, here's what's going on, I make the announcement, they go over, they cut their cake, and in the back of our heads, we're all thinking like, if this guy's not ready by the time we do dessert, we just gotta move on. The girlfriend, again, runs up to me, she goes, okay, so he's taking a shower, and I'm like, what, he's taking a shower? She's like, yeah, we got him back to the hotel, he's taking the shower, and I'm like, look, this ain't happening. This is not happening. This guy's taking a shower. Look, here's one thing that nobody has mentioned so far. What we don't want to happen is to have this guy either at the table, the head table, giving his speech, or the maid of honor giving her speech, and then this guy lose his shit everywhere. And what I mean by that is upchucking all over the table or passing out. I mean, we cannot have that memory for these people. And the girlfriend looked at me and she goes, I didn't think about that. I was like, yeah, we don't want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plug on the best man. And here's the deal. You can tell him this while he's blow drying his hair in the hotel. Tell him that if he comes back and we're in dancing or whatever, I'll make a moment for him. You know, I can pause and we can hand the mic over, let this guy say something for his brother if he wants to do that. She goes, okay, well, why don't we do that? So then I go up and I tell the couple, this guy ain't coming. Let's move ahead with the plan B, which was the maid of honor was gonna speak, and then all the groomsmen, the rest of them, there was about 5 of them, they all stepped up and they talked, which was, it was really cool that they kind of stepped in for this guy. It ended up being a great moment, but we never saw that best man the rest of the night. The only other issue I bumped up against was the fact that I had the end date for the photographer and the videographer. They were like, wait, 8:30, we got it. I'm like, look, I know you guys have that you gotta get out of here, but you gotta work with me here. And one thing that we have to do and make sure that happens is that our couple does not feel stressed out. So can you guys please shut the fuck about when you're leaving? Because that doesn't help, okay? Because by them feeling this crunch, this deadline, the couple then feels like we gotta, and I could tell that was happening to them. So I'm trying to calm down my couple and let them know, guys, everything is gonna be fine. It's okay. We're great. And we still got the party, the dance coming up. So shake it off. We're gonna be good to go. And I just let the photographers know, you guys are gonna have to stick around till we get all this shit done. And that's just what's gonna happen tonight. And I'm sorry, but this was out of our control and we gotta be flexible. And so there's a way that you can work with people, and I had a good relationship that led up to it where I wasn't just the asshole DJ like, we're doing this, and this, and then just do with it. That's not how you deal with people, okay? And if you're like that, if you are like that, then you are gonna make things worse for everybody and yourself, because guess what? That photographer will never wanna work with you again. Even though there was a situation that happened that was out of all your controls, how you handle it, how you stay cool, how you work with other people, that's super important for your future. Number one, keep the couple cool. That is your number one job. 2, analyze the situation, figure out a solution that's going to work. And 3, work with the other vendors so they know what's going on. And at the end of the night, everyone's gonna be happy, and that's what happened. I got the photographers out there about 9 o'clock. By the time we got everything rocking and rolling, we all high-fived each other, we made it happen. It's a teamwork thing. It's a team effort thing. So work together with these people. So once we got through all that bullshit, then we were finally able to get to the dance, which was a total rager, super, super fun. I had this kid that was out there all night long. He had some sort of Fortnite or Minecraft mask on. I don't know what it was, but he was super cool. Usually I hate kids on the dance floor, but this guy was fun. And then I made a little bit of an error during the dance. The father of the bride came up to me. He'd bought a whole bunch of glow sticks. He was like, hey, I want to hand these out to all the kids. So I had a song playing and another one in the deck. And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I'm breaking all these sticks and I'm handing them out to the kids that are out there. And then that song's about to run out. So I run over and I mix into the next song, which was Sexy Back, Justin Timberlake. And as I'm mixing into I'm bringing sexy back, I look up. All the kids are now in the middle of the dance floor and they're kind of dancing to fucking Sexy Back. You motherfuckers don't know how to act. I mean, I didn't play that version, but I'm kind of like, oh shit. Because everybody else is kind of dancing, looking at the kids, but kind of like, I don't like this song. What's going on? Sexy Back with the kids in the middle, but whatever. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. If you like this and you like me, then you know what to do and just do that shit.